Welcome to another how-to video from Bugspray.com. In this video, I'm going to open up our tamper-proof bait station and show you what it looks like inside. I'm going to show you what comes with it, the station by itself, along with the various kit options that we offer, all of which can be seen on our product page. The page is listed below in this video so that you can get to it on our website. This station is officially tamper-proof, and what that means is that it's compliant with federal regulations to be used in situations where safety is concerned, particularly around children or pets, non-target animals. How is this station tamper-proof? Well, it weighs a lot. It has a 10-pound cement paver inside there, and the total weight of the station is over 11 pounds. So it's what the federal government has considered to be tamper-proof, and therefore compliant with the regulations that allow it to be baited or to be set with kill traps or even liquid poisons. So how is this trap deployed? How does it come when you get it? These are the questions that I'm going to answer today. Essentially, the bait box by itself is just a paver and this little packet which has 4 stakes. These stakes are used to hold bait blocks. It also comes with a key. The key is what allows us to open the station. When the station is deployed, we'll want to keep the channels, or I should say the entry points of the station, alongside the wall where the rodent is traveling. So if you notice, there is a very distinct ramp and then a see-through hole and passageway that goes to the other side. The other side has the same exact entry point, and when the station is placed against the wall, rodents can climb in, look through, see to the other side, or they can turn right and get into the 2 feeding stations where we'll have our traps and or rodenticides set. Let's get the station open and show you what's inside. The key is obviously essential for opening the station, but what's really important is how you use the key. Too many people try to press their hand down while inserting the key, and this will prevent the door from opening. It's very important that you hold the station from the left side while you insert the key and push with your right hand. That will get the mechanism to release and the door to open up. Now, what are we looking at here? Well, we currently, or I should say I currently, have configured this with a snap trap, and this is actually a station that I'm using right now. So this station has already trapped different rodents, and I have had success using the kill trap. I have also had some success using the rodenticide. If you look carefully here, you can see right here there's these little grooves on the top of the bait block, and that's where the rodent has fed. It's taken some of the bait. The stations come empty, and you can configure them as our page shows with 2 traps, so you can get it to have a kill trap on either side. You can get it to have a trap and some bait blocks so that you can insert the bait blocks using the stake and pushing the stake through the hole, and then of course the bait blocks slide over the top of the stake. You can also configure it to be used with a liquid bait station, and the liquid bait station that we have is back here. I prefer the bait blocks because the rodents by me are almost always looking for something to chew on and not so much moisture. In some regions of the country, moisture is more important, particularly in the arid sections of the country. So for those locations, I would recommend the liquid station. The liquid station will fit inside here, and as you can see, we can still close the door and have it locked up and secure, no problem. So if you're in an arid situation, the liquid bait station is clearly not a bad choice, because rodents, they don't really necessarily have to find water. Rats generally do, mice not so much. But at the end of the day, if it's very dry and humid and you have this placed out, they can smell, and that solution they'll want to get a hold of if they can. One quick note I want to make about this is that when you use the liquid station, you want to go ahead and fill it in this position. So you pour the mixture into here, getting up to around that line. You'll notice there's a hole here. This is very important. When you cap it, you have to force this cap down on top, and it has to snap into place. It's not so easy to do, but if you snap it in there properly, what happens is that hole is now below the fill line. So as you turn it this way, the liquid will fill this tray. They'll be able to extract it, but it will not overflow because it's above where that hole is. So this is very important when you're setting the station up, making your placement. Regarding the trap is generally loose inside here. I like to use little deck screws. It's hard to see, but that makes sure that it's not going anyplace. This tray can be easily removed, and I like that because we can then clean it out if we need to. But inside here you'll see the paver, and the paver is a significant piece of block. It also has, if you look, enough space over here to where we can insert what's called a bait station anchor, and a little hole can be drilled, the anchor can come up, and then you can secure it and lock it in place with an anchor as well. So you have various ways of setting up your bait station to make it secure, and you really just have to decide what's best for you. But the paver alone is officially making it tamper proof, and really all you need when setting it out. As far as the types of configurations that we have with the bait versus the traps, it is a personal decision. For some people, they like the snap trap concept, and they'll get the kit that has the 2 snap traps. That's fine, and that works for virtually every case. You can even get the kit that has the smaller size trap, so if you believe that you have small rodents like shrews or mice, then getting the smaller kill trap might make more sense. I have found the large rat size trap to work on anything super small, and that's because if you look, you can see the bait and the trip pan is pretty large, so the smaller rodents will regularly jump up on there, and that action alone will trigger it. So even though they're very small, they can still be caught by this large trap. But if you feel more comfortable with the smaller trap, we do have those as a kit as well. I also prefer to have the bait blocks installed. As I cited before, I'm in an area where there's lots of water. I live on the river, and the river is got lots of water. I'm in the southeast where there's lots of moisture and rain. So in general, rodents will not have problems finding moisture. And for that reason, more than anything, I prefer to use the bait blocks, because the bait blocks give the rodents a little bit extra to chew on. And I also, as you can notice, I like to add a little bit of the pecan paste to the bait block. The pecan paste is a strong attractant. In fact, I had some on this bait station here, wiped it on there, it's all been consumed. I had it here, it was all consumed. I have had it on the trap, which led to some catches. You can see those posted on the product page. And even on the bait block, they'll sometimes chew texture that they do like grinding on. So many times you'll find that they'll take the bait block just because it's a comfortable thing for them to chew on. Obviously the pecan paste is great at getting them to the station, and I always advise placing a little bit at the entryways so that you can have a smell coming out of the station. I really like having the snap trap and the bait blocks. That does a dynamite job. Now let's take a moment to place one out and show you a proper setting so that you can see what I mean about having the doors and the entry paths so that rodents can get in and be comfortable. That's really the goal here. So for example, here we have a common runway. It's a wall along the back of my house, There's a gutter down there. Rodents will oftentimes come through that gutter, and because of that, I like to have the station right there. This is a great location. The entryways are kind of close to a corner, so that if he comes around the corner, he can see this, he can look through, and he'll be comfortable going inside. So this is a great location to place a bait station. In factories and warehouses, particularly any kind of storage facility where you have pallets. Pallets are a common place where rodents like to hang out. So here again, a good location here would be right there in that corner. This is pretty durable, and it can be placed around pallet in an area where you have motion and movement with low risk of the station getting damaged. Another place where you can make a set is in some ground cover. It's a little trickier here because it's hard to find a level spot, and it's not critical that the area be level, but if you have too much plants, if you have too much growth and you can't get the station seated properly, it's not going to be as easy for the rodents to get inside, and they're probably not going to be as likely to go inside. So sometimes you got to do a little housekeeping to make the station comfortable for our friends. Now in this case, if you notice what I've done, I've got it fairly tight to the wall, and any rodents coming through this area, and they do love moving through these vines, they will be able to find this, and from there hopefully go inside. We now have an entry on both sides, and in theory they should be comfortable entering. So for this set, I'm going to leave this as you see it, and we're going to hope that we get some more action. We have a continuing invasion, so to speak, of rodents around the structure, and that's because of the location. Again, being by a river, there's just rodents all around here, and if I don't do this outside work, invariably some get inside. So for me, keeping the station out throughout the year is just part of doing regular maintenance on the house. These stations are very durable. This one's out, has been out for a long time, and as you can see, it still looks in great shape. So we're going to leave this one here for a couple of weeks or a month to see how it does. The previous location, it caught a couple of animals, and it's been kind of quiet there for the last couple of weeks, so we'll see what happens over here. I've heard things rustling as I've come around the house, so I know that there's something in here. Whether it's a chipmunk or a vole, I'm not sure, but we'll find out in the coming days. So there's our video on our tamper-proof rodent station and the various ways that you can set it up. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, be sure to email support@bugspray.com. You can always text to tech at 678-667-2284 anytime for a quick answer. And of course, log into our website for the complete details on this product, how to order it, and the various kits that we offer, all of which are listed at the bottom of this video. So thanks for watching my how-to video from Bugspray.com.